Good morning. This is the Zozo Stock Watch morning report. As you can see, the futures are gapping up this morning as tensions with North Korea ease. We have the Dow futures up currently about 90 points, the S&P futures up about 13, the Nasdaq futures up 29 points. The VIX is giving back some of those fear gains from last week, and we're down about 8% on the VIX. In the commodities, we have gold. Gold is down about $5-6 currently. Copper down 0.55%. Crude oil down down and trading at $48.56, trading down 26 cents, minus 0.53% currently on WTI crude. China announces ban on coal, lead, and fish from North Korea. And in a bid to force Kim Jong-un to climb down in nuclear standoff. So the tensions in China getting involved, and our futures are up this morning on that news. For your calendar of events, no major economic information this morning. We did have some companies reporting earnings this morning, and we do have some companies reporting earnings after the bell. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of your earnings conference calls for today. CSIQ will be at 8 o'clock as they reported, and we'll get into that in a moment. EBIO also going to have a conference call. VBLT at 8:30. And BSTG will be having a conference call at 9 o'clock. Cisco Corporation, 10 o'clock on that name, SYY. And in the afternoon, you see your conference calls here listed, courtesy of Earnings Cast. And you can click on any one of these links and you can listen to the earnings conference calls. Let's go ahead and get into some of the news that came out this morning in earnings. First up, we had earnings that came out on JD. JD.com beat by 2 cents and beat on revenue for JD. Next up, we had KALA initiate overweight at JP Morgan. Price target $35 added to the focus list over there at JP Morgan. CLXT initiated buy at Jefferies. Price target 16. A couple of price target raises on Tesla this morning. Baird raises price target to 411. Morgan Stanley raised it up to 317 for Tesla. SORL Auto Parts misses by 2 cents and missed on revenue for SORL. GEMP Therapeutics misses by 11 cents. SNGX received 2.5 in additional funding. AMRN reduced it cardiovascular outcome study to continue as planned. CELP, they had earnings out and they beat by 11 cents and also beat on revenue. That's an energy company. Next up, we have coming out SVA, Sinovac Biotech announces certain updates relating to delayed filing. In other upgrades, downgrades, we have upgrade BANX upgraded market perform at JMP Securities. BHF initiated equal weight at Morgan Stanley. BRX upgraded buy at Mizuho. CLXT initiated buy at Jefferies. CNO downgraded underweight at Morgan Stanley. FRSX initiated buy at Sheridan Capital. INVH upgraded outperform at Keefe. DOR price target cut to 72 at FBR Capital. MGEN price target raised to 29 at Chardon Capital. GOLF Golf price target cut to 1550 at Imperial Capital. In other news, we had OPHT announcing results from the third phase trial in wet age related macular degeneration, and that stock was trading down on a failure on that phase 3 trial. Any Sphere 3D announces private placement of US $3 million in equity security. CSIQ solar name beat by a penny and also beat on revenue. Next up, we have RYN downgraded market perform at BMO Capital. OPHT, as we mentioned, was gapping down. TRTX initiated neutral at Citi, price target 22. AMPG upgraded buy at Stifel. TRTX initiated neutral at JP Morgan. NK reiterated sell at Citigroup, price target $3. In some top insider purchases after hours that came out on Friday, you had SRC Director purchasing 14K, SSNC Director purchasing over 14K, a couple of insider purchases on APLE. AAT CEO purchased over 63,000 shares. Revlon Director purchased over 280,000 shares. Price on that one, $18.66. Next up, we had IPI 10% owner Clearway purchased over 400,000 at $3.37. HPP Director purchased 25K, 31 and 91 and change. JD was hitting the lows last time I looked. ZYNE came out with some news before the open this morning. ZYNE study did not meet its primary endpoint of reduction from baseline in weekly mean and 24-hour average worst pain score. So ZYNE did not meet its expectations. Next up, we had another KALA initiated outperform at Wedbush. Price target $46 a share. SPII, Spectrum Pharmaceuticals, announces initiation of the registrational phase 3 trial in patients with non-muscular invasive bladder. So SPII out with news this morning. CVM US FDA removes clinical hold. BTX Biotime announces $2 million grant for further development. In that name, Boom Dyne Energies plans threefold increase in Dynastage production by fourth quarter. That's on BOOM. Also out this morning, some company-specific meetings. We have AMDA, DGLY, and also top conferences. This morning you see Piper, UBS, and ASRS 2017. Top analyst investor calls today, and you see those names listed there. Syndicate news that came out over the weekend. JKS filed Form F3. We had DCP filed Form S3. ARMK filed Form S3. AJX filed Form S3. TNXP filed Form S3, $150 million mixed shelf security. BSTG Biostage missed by 3 cents on their earnings. VBLT beats by a penny. Some top upgrades this morning. We had AMGP upgraded buy at Stifel. BRX upgraded buy at Mizuho. INVH upgraded outperform at Keefe. STAG upgraded outperform at Evercore. WPC upgraded inline at Evercore. In some of our top downgrades, we had BW downgraded neutral at UBS, FRT downgraded underperform Evercore, WY downgraded market perform at BMO. TNXP came out with earnings. They beat by 13 cents. That's TNXP. In some top initiations, ATEC initiated buy at HC Wainwright, CLXT initiated buy at Jefferies, and also initiated outperform at Wells Fargo. That's on CLXT. Cala, as we mentioned, TRTX initiated neutral at Citi. TRTX initiated neutral at JP Morgan. ZYNE was gapping down as mentioned. Next up, we have CAMT, Camtech, and Sun Chemical establish a strategic cooperation. NEFF was halted. They did come out with news. NEF Corporations announces receipt of superior proposal for $25 per share in cash. Next up, we have CATB, price target lowered to $4 from $9 at Oppenheimer. PSTG downgraded to hold at Maxim. Snap was gapping down pre-market. CVM was up pre-market, and we'll take a look at those charts in a moment. FBIO, Fortress Biotech, forms new subsidiary. PETQ came out with earnings this morning. Next up, we have coming out, Lockheed Martin awarded Special Operations Forces. So news there on Lockheed Martin. Also, we had out for news, wow, second quarter total revenue of 297.5 million. So wow, WOW earnings just came out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's gapping up, and we'll take a look at the SPY quickly this morning, as we do have a gap up morning, so not much levels we can give off to you this morning, but we did have a high of around that 245.75. So let's see if we can get back over 245.75. They're trying to hold this 245.50 area this morning, and we did gap up from that 244.25 spot on the SPY. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these stocks that are moving up, and we have CVM with their news, and that stock's trading over 7,000 shares. FRSX trading over 11,000 shares. So that stock is gapping up this morning. NEFF was the buyout mentioned, and so that stock is up. BIOC stock trading up this morning on BIOC, currently trading over 2,000 shares. EGLT bidding up this morning on over 7,000 shares. SNGX, that stock is up this morning on over almost 2,000 shares, so gapping up on SNGX. LLEX bidding up this morning on earnings, over 1,600 shares traded. CAMT bidding up this morning, semiconductor name, only 221 shares traded thus far. INN up a little bit this morning. ZSAN up this morning, 3,000 shares traded there. This is Tower Semiconductor, that stock gapping up this morning, over 39,000 shares traded. PERI, a little bit of a bid up on 1,000 shares. AEZS up on 1,000 shares this morning. LPCN gapping up this morning, only 600 shares traded there. FCAU gapping up this morning, over 7,000 shares. CYH bidding up this morning, 1,400 shares. KALA pushing up this morning on 4,000 shares. GGAL moving up this morning, only 1,500 shares. Some stocks trading down this morning. We have that OPHT on their failure there, 27,000. SORL on their missed earnings. ZYNE also down on that news that I read to you. And AMRN also gapping down this morning. And this is brought to you by Trade Ideas. This is pre-market activity. PETQ gapping up this morning. They had earnings this morning, and that's currently trading 600 shares. So that's your morning news from Zozo Stock Watch. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this gets you prepared for the morning. Don't forget to tune into the channel for my stocks to watch for Tuesday. Thank you very much for listening. This has been Zozo Stock Watch.